Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, we're going to be doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6. And let's call out to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. I am very, very, very grateful that we're able to do this, and very, 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 very beyond grateful that we're studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, because I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and everybody talks about just how important it is to go through the Srimad Bhagavatam more than any other text. Well, actually, there are many other texts as well people talk about. There are so many amazing, amazing texts like Jayavadharma and a lot of Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswamis, Raghunath Das Goswamis, Arshanath Chakravarti Thakur. There's so many texts that are just absolutely amazing. With Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, these are the very core ones that I would love to do. And I just thought it was impossible, and it was a very long, years long process. But having this clarity that I can do translations only is just so amazing to be able to do this entire Srimad Bhagavatam in less than a year. I've just started it right now. We're on the first canto, sixth chapter. But it's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to be traveling to India for very soon for a month, so things are going to be off a little bit. I mean, in terms of scheduling, but I will try to keep catching up as much as possible. It's not as quick to catch up as the Bhagavad Gita videos, because those could be shorter. Those could be like somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes each, and this one takes around 20 to 25 minutes each. So it's a little bit longer here, and I'm not able to talk as much, so I'm not feeling like Gita. I was feeling a little bit more, I would say, rasa, because I was able to talk about my learnings and my shares as well more. Here, because it's already very long, I'm not able to talk about that so much. I mean, I guess I can, but anyways, we're going to figure this out. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be very filled with rasa, because the Bhagavatam itself is much more filled with rasa than Gita is. Inherently, Gita is more philosophy. People talk about Gita more, they quote Gita more, so that's why there is a lot more of understanding of Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam is just so vast. It is quoted, but not as much as Bhagavad Gita, of course, and then it is not as it is so vast that it's a little bit more difficult to figure out exactly what the cool things are. In Gita, I mean, I've memorized about 31 verses. I've not done more. I've been meaning to do more, but I've not done more in this last month so much with my friend. But we're going to get there, right? I mean, it's a process, and we're taking a little bit of a break maybe, but we're going to get there, and we know that we're going to get there. And it's only 700 verses, so even if we do 100, we've done 1/7. But in Bhagavatam, I don't know, there are 18,000 verses or something. So I mean, it's like very vast. Anyways, let's call out to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and let's get cracking. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please get us to this place where we don't want anything at all other than you. We want to be so obsessed by you that nothing else matters, because that is higher taste, and everything else just disappears. It has Adyantavanta Kante 522. It just disappears. It has a beginning and an end. It's temporary. We think about it so much, like, what is this person saying? What did this person do? Why did this person say this or do this or whatever? It doesn't matter at all. It's just gone. It's gone. Within a few days, it's gone. Within a few months, maybe a few years, depending on how long we're holding on to things. It's gone. It's over. At the end of the lifetime, it's definitely over. It's all over. What is the point of any of that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So the only thing we want to do is do something that is real, that is eternal, that is true. The love that you have for us, for me, the love that my soul inherently feels for you. I want to be able to express that, and I want every moment of my life to be real. So please help me and us be absolutely real with our time, with our desires, with our dreams, everything. Let us be real. And let us pray also to Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, um, all of them, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Saraswati Siddhant Thakur, and everybody, basically all of the gurus in the parampara. I don't even, there's too many to name, but all of them, please let us invoke their mercy. Please let us pray to them and let us invoke their mercy so that they can help us get to this, that we want nothing but Krishna Bhagwan. Okay, so let's start reading. Text 1. Conversation between Narad and Vyasdev. Text 1. Suta said, O Brahmins, thus hearing all about Sri Narad's birth and activities, Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God and the son of Satyavati, inquired as follows. So in the previous chapter, Narad was talking to Vyasadeva about his own journey and how he was a son of a maidservant, but he served pure Vaishnavas who came to their home, and then they gave him the mercy and he was able to understand. Text 2. Sri Vyasadev said, What did you do, Narad, after the departure of great sages who had instructed you in scientific transcendental knowledge before the beginning of your present birth? Text 3. O son of Brahma. Oh, he's son of Brahma. So how is he son of maidservant? How did you pass your life after initiation, and how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course? Text 4. O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So how is it that this subject matter, which happened prior to this day of Brahma, is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by time? So one day of Brahma is 71. I keep forgetting. These numbers don't stay in my head. But 71 times 4. 4 yugas times 71 manvantaras, I think, is one kalpa. And then one kalpa times 14, 17 or something is one day of Brahma, something like that. And then that much is a night. And then Brahma lives for 30 days each month, 12 months, 1 year basically. So it's a very long time. So, but at the end of the day of Brahma, all the worlds are annihilated and Brahma creates it again when he wakes up in the next morning. So the night of Brahma, we're in state of suspension. And then we come back. So in one day of Brahma, if you've gone to the next day, how are you able to remember? Because everything is annihilated. Text 5. Sri Narad said, The great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. Text 6. I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman but a maidservant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with the tie of affection. Text 7. She wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. The world is under full control of the Supreme Lord, therefore everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of a puppet master. Text 8. When I was a mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of different lands. He lived in a Brahmana school. Text 9. Once upon a time, my poor mother, when going out one night to milk a cow, got bitten on the leg by a serpent influenced by supreme time. Text 10. I took this as the special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking, I started for the north. Text 11. After my departure, oh, did she die? Is that what he's saying? Text 11. After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animal farms, mines, and agricultural lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests. Text 12. I passed through the hills and mountains full of reservoirs of various minerals like gold, silver, copper, and through tracts of land with reservoirs of water filled with beautiful lotus flowers, fit for the denizens of heaven, decorated with the bewildered bees and singing birds. Text 13. I then passed alone through many forests of rushes, bamboo, reeds, sharp grass, weeds, caves, which were very difficult to go through alone. I visited deep, dark, dangerously fearful forests, which were the play-yard of snakes, owls, and jackals. Text 14. Thus traveling, I felt tired both bodily and mentally, and I was both thirsty and hungry. So I took a bath in the river lake and also drank water. By contacting water, I got relief from my exhaustion. Text 15. After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the supersoul situated within Paramatma, using my intelligence as I had learned from liberated souls. So, had he met these sages before he was 5, before she passed away through that serpent? But imagine at 5, he was just so, he's walking around like that at 5 years old, and he's not feeling upset. And I get upset with Krishna at every tiny thing that I face, any health issues I face or anything. I'm like, I get upset. And he's at 5 years old, he's left parentless, and he's wandering through all of these forests and all that, and he's feeling complete shelter from God. And that's why, because he got association of pure devotees who gave him so much mercy. Text 15. After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree in an I began to, yeah, okay, I've already read this. Text 16. As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of God, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes. Without delay, Krishna Bhagwan appeared on the lotus of my heart. Arey, how sweet. Oh, this is so nice. I want to read it again. I'm just reading it again in my mind. I don't want to read it again loud. Okay. Text 17. O Vyastev, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, uh, every part of my body can we have every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord. Text 18. The transcendental form of the Lord as it is satisfies the mind's desire and once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed as is usual when one loses that which is desirable. Text 19. I desired to see again that transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate on the heart with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him anymore, and thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved. I've heard this as well, that sometimes when you see God, God will come appear to you just once and that's it. Like with Narad Muni, I think just once and that's it. Text 20. Seeing my attempts in that lonely place, God, who is transcendental to all mundane descriptions, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words just to mitigate my grief. Okay. Text 21. O Narad, the Lord spoke, I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material taints can hardly see me. Oh. Text 22. O virtuous one, you've only seen me once my person, and that is just to increase your desire for me, because the more you hanker for me, the more you'll be freed from all material desires. Okay, so he was given this boon just to, as a mercy, not because he was pure and clean completely yet, but to increase his hankering for him. And the more you hanker for God, the more you'll be freed from all material desires. Text 23. By service of the absolute truth, even for a few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, he goes on to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material worlds. Text 24. Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time. Even at the time of creation, as well as at the time of annihilation, your remembrance will continue by my mercy. So even if we die, our remembrance will continue because of Bhagwan Shri Krishna mercy. We won't lose what we have gained in this lifetime. So I think that is the thing. People are always after me sometimes, you should get initiated. You're not even initiated yet, and we only have this one human body, and we have to make the most use of it as we can. And I get that, of course we do, but it just creates a lot more pressure in me and doesn't quite help. So I just have to let go. Rakshishyati iti Vishwaso, Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela 2200. Trust that God is taking care of us and trust that He is going to keep His promise. And even if we die in this life and we're born in the next life, we will remember Krishna by His mercy. Text 25. Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head. Okay, this is amazing. I'm loving this so much. Just this peace that yes, no matter what, just keep on going every single day. The only thing that we need to do every single day is bhajan. Every day we want to think about God. Every time we're thinking other thoughts, this idea comes like into my head. What a waste, what a complete waste. That's what we want to do. We want to be like, God, I just want to only think about you. Krishna, I want to only think about you. I don't want to think about anybody else or anything else. Please, please, please help. um Text 26. Thus I began to chant the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeating recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benedictory. So doing, I traveled all over the earth, fully satisfied, humble, and unenvious. Oof. That would be so great to be at that place of being humble and unenvious. Text 27. And so, O Brahman Vyasadeva, in the due course of time, I, who was fully absorbed in thinking of Krishna, and who had therefore no attachments, being completely freed from all material taints, met with death as lightning and illumination occur simultaneously. I don't know how old he was at that time. Text 28. Having been awarded a transcendental body befitting an associate of God, I quit the body made of 5 material elements and thus acquired all fruitive reserve. All acquired karma stopped. Text 29. At the beginning of the end of the millennium, when God, Lord Narayan, lay down within the water of devastation, Brahma began to enter into him along with all creative elements, and I also entered through his breathing. Achha, so Mahavishnu, when universes are created and destroyed as he's breathing out and breathing in, so I guess at that time when he was breathing in, the universes were being destroyed and he also entered. Text 30. After that many years, I don't know, 4.3 billion maybe or whatever, when Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord, all the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri, and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord, and I also appeared along with them. Text 31. Since then, by grace of Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and the 3 divisions of the material world. 3 lokas, there are actually 15 planetary systems and they are divided into 3 lokas. So everything above Earth, 1 to 6 is 1 loka, Earth is 1 loka, and everything below Earth is 1 loka. So it's called 3 loka. There are actually 14 planetary systems. So, 3 divisions of the material world. This is because I'm fixed in unbroken devotional service to the Lord. So, but he is in the material world. Why is he in the material world? Text 32. If he is completely fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord, should he not be out of this universe? Text 32. And thus I travel, constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called a veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna. Text 33. The Supreme Lord Krishna, whose glories and activities are pleasing to hear, at once appears on the seat of my heart as if called for, as soon as I begin to chant his holy activities. So now Krishna stays with him in his heart. Text 34. It is personally experienced by me that those who are always full of cares and anxieties due to desiring contact of the senses with their objects can cross the ocean of nescience on a most suitable boat. The constant chanting of the transcendental activities of God. Yeah. The boat is chanting. The boat to get us across the ocean of material existence. Text 35. It is true that by practicing restraint of the senses by yoga system, one can get relief from disturbances of desire and lust, but this is not sufficient to give satisfaction to the soul. For this satisfaction is derived from devotional service to God. So, if we do yoga system, if we do Ashtanga yoga and things like that, if we do restraint austerities, then we can get relief from the disturbances caused by desires and lust. So all of these disturbances that we have, they are caused by desires. So what Hari Parshad Prabhu was saying in one of his videos on Updeshamrit is that all of krodh arises due to desires. So when we stop having desires, we'll stop having anger. So he's calling it disturbances of desire and lust, and we can get relief by doing austerities, but this is not sufficient to give satisfaction. This is a very, very important point, right? We can get relief from disturbances by doing austerities, but we cannot get satisfaction. That joy, that satisfaction will only come from devotional service to God. Text 36 to Krishna. Um, Text 36. O Vyastev, you are free from all sins. Thus I have explained my birth and activities for self-realization as you asked. All this will be conducive for your personal satisfaction also. Text 37. Sut Goswami said, thus addressing Vyastev, Sri Narad Muni took leave of him, vibrating on his veena instrument, and he left to wander at his free will. So his Narad Muni's job was over. He told Vyastev about his own journey. This is the thing. We always ask each other, right? What was your journey like into Krishna consciousness? What brought you here? How are you here? And so Vyastev was also asking Narad Muni, and all those guys were asking, well, all those guys, sages, were asking Suta Goswami about Krishna. And then Goswami is explaining how Vyastev was asking Narad Muni about his own journey. And then Narad Muni left and he said, yeah, you need to do devotional service. You need to talk about devotional service. Text 38, all glory and success to Sri Narad Muni because he glorifies the activities of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and so doing he himself takes pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of the universe. Enlivens, I like that word. Okay, so that's it for this video. That's it for this chapter. We'll do chapter 7, Canto 1, chapter 7 in the next video. Wish you a day filled with lots and lots and lots of Krishna Prem, lots of thinking about Krishna, lots of meditating upon Krishna's lords, Krishna's names, forms, pastimes, activities, lots of hankering for Krishna, lots of intense hankering for Krishna. Krishna, I want only you, nothing else. Nothing else is going to make me happy. I know that my mind is wandering to all of these other things, but I don't want it. I want ruchi in you. I don't want other desires, because when I have other desires, then I'm not able to focus my heart on you. I'm not able to chant with optimum concentration and deep devotional feelings. And the only thing I want to do is chant your names out loud with this intensity and hankering and bitter crying that I want only you. This is another thing that I learned over the last few weeks, that what is happiness? What is happiness? Happiness is not this feeling of ecstatic bliss. Happiness is bitterly crying, bitterly crying out for God in miserable pain. But it is not material pain at all. It is transcendental pain, which actually is joy. And yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, but it flips. Shastras flip all that we know in the material world. Shastras flip all that we know in the personal growth world. It just flips it. It just completely flips it. It turns it around. It's like, there is a lot of good in the personal growth world, of course, yes, but a lot of the common conceptions that we have about love. What is love? Love is getting our needs met. No, it's not. Love is meeting somebody else's needs. It's not getting our needs met. It's just, the whole thing is all about getting our needs met. But no, love is about humility. Love is about unenviousness. Love is about service, unconditional service. But yes, in the current place that we are, we do need boundaries because people will take advantage of us. But yes, when we are in association of pure devotees, and when we're in association of other devotees who also have this intense desire to build the service mode, then we can absolutely express our deepest desire to serve, our deepest need to serve, because that's who we are, that we so want to serve. And this ego has made us feel that serving is a bad thing, but that being a servant is a bad thing, and we want to enjoy. And I don't know why, but our hearts really ache to serve. We want to serve. That's our nature. We want to serve. And so when we find a place where we can safely serve, then nothing can make us happier. So we want to serve Bhagavan Shri Krishna with everything that we've got, and we want to serve his devotees in a safe environment. But Bhagavan Shri Krishna we can serve with everything we've got without any hesitation, because he does not he's not going to take advantage of us. He loves us like mad. Okay, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Wish you a beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.